Hey everyone, this is my first weekly update video for the new term. We're just back from a couple of weeks holiday in Cornwall where we were camping and we enjoyed some glorious sunny weather. We also enjoyed some classic English summer weather with wind and rain, but we've had a fantastic time as a family. As we start this new term, I just want to really invite you to think about the way forward over this coming term for us together as a church family. And on Sunday, we're going to be continuing our series, working our way through 1 Peter chapter 3. And the very next verse that we're going to be looking at is this: finally, all of you, that means you and me, all of you, have unity of mind, sympathy, brotherly love, a tender heart, and a humble mind. And I just wanted to underline that verse for you. We're going to be spending more time on Sunday looking at it and exploring what that verse means. But I wanted to underline it in this weekly update because that verse makes absolutely no sense whatsoever outside of the context of a community of people who are living as Christians together. That community in biblical language is called a church. And so I want us to really, over this coming term, think about what it means for us together at Kingsgate to be a community of people who can practice these things, who can practice what it means to having unity of mind, who can practice in day-to-day life having sympathy for one another, who can practice what it means to have brotherly and sisterly love for one another, and to have a tender heart towards one another, and to have a humble mind. These are really practical, deeply challenging ways of life that we've been called to as a church. And as we practice these in day-to-day life, our strapline of making much of Jesus will become elevated within us, because we won't be living for ourselves, we'll be living for a greater goal. And that greater goal is that through our humility, through our unity, through our sympathy, through our brotherly and sisterly love, Christ will be exalted, because the way that we live together will be an alien way of life in our culture. And so really my encouragement for this coming term from September to December is I want to really urge you, let's commit ourselves to living in community together. And that means being shoulder to shoulder with people. That means being in close proximity with people. And so I want to urge you to at least seriously consider 3 important things. The first is this: we're in the process of rebooting or relaunching our Sunday gatherings. These are vital for us as a church, that through Sundays we gather around God's word, we allow God's word to speak to us. But running Sundays is a massive team effort. And so if you're not part of one of our teams on a Sunday, I want to encourage you to join one of our teams. We've got loads of teams of people who are involved in catering, teams of people who are involved in helping steward the car park, teams of people who are involved in kids, youth and tots, teams of people who are involved in what happens in the main room. We've got loads of people involved in making Sundays happen. I'd love to urge you to be part of one of those teams. And if you'd like to, you can email volunteering@wearekingsgate.org. And Julia and others involved will be in touch and help you find a place on a Sunday. Serving together is just a great way of getting connected with a church. The second thing I'd love you to consider is joining one of our termly discipleship groups. These are going to be launched in early September, and they run for 10 weeks. We've got a whole bunch of groups that we've got planned for this term. I want to urge you, make this a priority this term so that you can connect with a smaller group of people and get to know them and do life together over this coming term. The final thing I'd love to urge you to do is, if you're not already a member here at Kingsgate, I'd love to invite you to do our membership course. The vast majority of the course is online. You can work your way through the videos, and then right at the end you have the opportunity to sit down with one of the elders, either Dan, Darren or myself, and we can talk one-to-one about what it means to be a member here at Kingsgate and how we can answer maybe some questions that you still have lingering. We really do believe that membership is an important part of life in a church community. Membership here at Kingsgate is not really about signing a form or anything like that. It's about living a life in commitment with other people and choosing to live in covenant or in a relationship that's held together through promise, that we might live for the glory of God and live for his fame and not ours. And so there's three things. Why don't you join a Sunday volunteering team? Why don't you make sure you participate in one of our midweek discipleship groups? And finally, if you're not a member, I'd love to urge you to do our membership course. There'll be some links in the description below that will take you to various things, but please do get in touch if you have any questions. God bless you all. Looking forward to seeing you on Sunday.